Hey guys, LordOfPondtail here, and welcome to another video on Rise of Empires: Ice and Fire. Today we are in the Blacksmith, and I've had a request to talk about the Tyrant and Immortal gear sets. So first off, what are they for? Well, Tyrant is going to be for your footmen, and Immortal is going to be for your archers. They are accessible once you get your Blacksmith to level 25. Blacksmiths do require, I think if I remember rightly, they require lumber, gold and charcoal, or maybe iron. The good thing about increasing your Blacksmith to level 25 is it's going to increase the material production speed, so that will make the materials be processed quicker. And let's look at what these gear sets do for you. So these are basically end game gear for your footmen and archers. There is also cleanser gear here, which is going to be almost certainly for cavalry, but this is still hasn't been unlocked. Maybe they'll do it once they start releasing T10, who knows. But for now, we have Tyrant for footmen and the Immortal for archers. So clicking into Tyrant, you can see that you've got slightly different. You've still got armor, boots, amulet, accessory, weapon, and helmet. And then each one here is Imperators, and then scaled armor, greaves, charm, banner, saber, and helm are the 6 different items. These are going to give you significantly improved buffs compared to your basic footman gear. So if we have a quick look into Dreadnought, for instance, on the armor on Dreadnought, you see troop load plus 30, tactical might plus 20, footman might plus 30. All of these kind of buffs are around the plus 30, the plus 20%, HP is plus 15%. When we go and have a look into Tyrant, as you can see, troop load plus 60, resistance plus 45, tactical resistance plus 45, almost double. In most cases, it's double the buff of the normal gear, except look here, Imperator's Saber, Footman HP plus 45%. That is a really big increase. And then Imperator's Helm, Footman might when facing archers plus 40%, and resistance when facing archers plus 40%. Really big buffs here from these pieces of armor, guys. The other thing to note is that these are designed to be equipped not just for general use, but also they're going to give additional buffs when you are doing rallies. Now this is an interesting concept for these higher level gear. It looks like to me, and when I've talked with other experienced players, that this is basically the developers trying to balance out the dominance of cavalry. Most of you will know in the later stages of the game, generally it is cavalry legions that are going to be the meta legions, the meta combinations, and to try and combat their dominance, having this extra gear, buffed gear available for your footmen and archers is going to help them. Now if you look here as well, it's something you can obviously do. This isn't, most people when they do a rally, it's probably they're rallying a giant, right? You're not going to need all of these additional buffs unless they're thinking of doing like level 100 giants in the future. But what you can do as well is obviously you can do rallies against other castles. Now, in normal map play, that's going to be difficult, isn't it? Because most people, if you're doing a normal KE, they're not going to hang around during a throne battle. But what about during Eden? So during Eden, you do have castles that are in static locations that can be hit if you have an adjacent tile. So I'm thinking, from my point of view, that this is the kind of situation where this gear might come into use. And what are the items going to improve for your footmen if you're having a rally? So on the Imperator's Charm, it's going to give you an extra 20% resistance. The Imperator's Banner will give you 20% extra might. Imperator's Saber will give you another 20% resistance, and then the Helm will give you another 20% might. So this is considerable extra might and resistance. The other thing to consider as well is the gear buff. So if you have a 4-piece, then all footman HP during rallies is again an additional 20%. So if you have footman HP, the Imperator's Saber gold, then that's an extra 65% HP. That's a huge buff. And then if you have all 6 pieces, it will give you an extra 20% damage. And this is really interesting as well. If you have 6-piece gold, then Footmen Mandate. So if we click on the icon here, Footmen Mandate. Effective requirement when the captain has set and leading a rally. So I'm guessing this is an active skill, again, similar to what you can do with the other gears. So if you're leading a rally, you set this skill, and then the target for the skill is all participating members of the rally. And the effect is that it will match the footman bonus combat attributes with the captain based on a ratio. So all of the other contributing members in the rally will have the same attributes as the captain. So if the captain has got all gold gear for their footmen on the Tyrant, then I presume it will then give these buffs to everyone else, except for you won't get... it won't, obviously, as it says here, excluding any bonuses from heroes and the equipment attributes, which I think would be these, maybe, or it's the other way around. Maybe it does just give this mandate, then means that everyone in the rally gets the extra 20% HP and the extra 20% damage. I mean, either way, that's really pretty good. And these are the levels that these gear skills develop at. So you'll get a bonus on the HP once you have at least 4 blue or higher. So you get a plus 1% for blue, 3% for purple, 10% for orange, and 20% for gold. Footman damage, you need to have all 6 pieces of gear at the required level. So you'll get an extra 2% damage for blue, 5% at purple, 10% at orange, and 20% for the gold. And then this Footman Mandate only activates when you have all 6 gear at 50%, and it will give you 100% bonus with all gold. Immortal gear is very similar, but obviously for your archers, and it's giving this extra buffs, you know, the same figures as you've seen for the Tyrant gear, but just for archers. And when you look at the Immortal Mask, for instance, this is giving additional might when facing cavalries and archer resistance when facing cavalries. It has the same effects for the multi-piece skills with the gear, so you'll get the extra HP, extra damage, and then the same an Archer's Mandate, which affects those of you, the other members who are joining the rally with you. Something that I get asked a lot is actually how long it's going to take to craft this gear. So if we go into materials, I'm still crafting away with dragon tendons at the moment, so we'll remove that. I'm on green material as well. So first off, I have accessories production maxed, and I have my blacksmith maxed. So this is literally going to be the shortest time that you can produce this equipment, these materials. So if we click on a Tyrant and we look at how long a white material is going to take for a Tyrant gear, this is for the common materials, these 3 common materials first, because it's the same structure as the other materials. You have 3 common and then 1 rare. So a common is going to take 4 hours 48 minutes for a white material, and then the rare is taking 14 hours 24 minutes. Now if you do have accessories production completed and you can just make the green material, that means that 1 green mat, common mat, will take 19 hours 12 minutes, and the rare 2 days 9 hours 36 minutes. And just to confirm, on Immortal, there we go, it's the same, 19 hours 12 minutes, 2 days 9 hours 36 minutes for the rare. These are obviously incredibly long craft times, and it's, you know, at the end of the day, this is end game gear, guys. These give significant extra buffs, so you're going to need to start crafting these. Well, it's going to take you months potentially, and you're going to have to rely on gambling for sure to get this gear. I don't know of many people in my whole section, and when I say section, I mean from states 41 to 56. I know people are starting to make the mats for these Tyrant and Immortal gear, but I don't know anyone that has a full set. And I think I've seen players from maybe state 17 or a couple of states in the 30s when we played them in Clash of Province, where they've had some of this gear, but they haven't had a full set. So you know, we just had state 1 in Clash of Province last week, and I didn't see anyone. Well, we can actually have a look at the battle reports, because I've saved some of the battle reports from the Champions Duel, and these are state 1 against state 1. So let's have a quick look. No. I mean, these guys are from state 1. This is the oldest state in the game. And if anyone is going to have had time, these guys have got the most time to make their materials. None of these players that are winning the duel, none of them had Immortal or Tyrant gear. So I would say to a lot of you that are kind of asking about this, this is literally kind of, if you're going to be 2 years into the game, potentially, that you're starting to pick up this kind of gear. I mean, you know, I still haven't finished all four. I wanted at least 4 sets of gold gear. I still haven't finished it. Now, gear has always been one of my weak points, admittedly. And if I did spend more time gambling, I definitely would have had them finished by now, and I could start on Immortal or Tyrant gear. And I know some players, like at our level, are doing that. But like I say, that is like very high level players, top level players, and we've been playing the game for nearly 16 months. It is about 16 months. So for any of you that is watching this video who's a much lower level player, Tyrant and Immortal gear is way down the line. Even after you've got like a lot of SX heroes, you probably won't have your Immortal or Tyrant gear. So that is kind of a brief explanation on the difference between them. You know, the normal gear does not have this element of buffing during rallies. I've kind of given my best ideas about when I think it could be used. But, you know, guys, pop your comments in the comment section. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on the gear. As I say, I'm pretty confident that I've maxed everything in terms of the crafting time reductions, so as in terms of the efficiency. So 19 hours 12 minutes, and then 2 days 9 hours 36 minutes. I think that is going to be the quickest time you can craft these materials in. Again, I'd be interested to hear from anyone who's watching if they have started crafting this gear, and you know, whether they've even been able to use it. It'd be really interesting to hear from you guys. So that is everything on Immortal and Tyrant gear that I wanted to bring to you in this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video and you haven't already, please do click on that subscribe and ring the bell, and I'd really appreciate a like if you've enjoyed the content today. Of course, it would be greatly appreciated if you could also share my channel in your Alliance chat, Province chat and Guilds chat, and if you use WhatsApp line, Discord, Viber to communicate between your guys, then please do pop a share of any of my videos on my channel into those formats as well, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon.